The real reason you can't stop craving shit at night. Do you ever eat clean all day and then 10 p.m. hits and you look down at your shirt and you're wondering, why are there cookie crumbs on my shirt? Then you're sitting there wondering, what just happened? Yeah, that used to be me almost every single night. And it wasn't because I was addicted to sugar or I had no willpower. It was just because my food was terrible. It sucked. When I first tried to get lean, get shredded, stay shredded, get toned, whatever you want to call it, I thought I just had to eat protein and vegetables. I thought I had to cut out all fats. I didn't even know the difference between good and bad fats. I just thought you had to eat traditionally healthy foods to lose weight or look the way that you wanted to. I knew absolutely nothing about nutrition. I would barely get through the day and I would always think about food, and then finally I'd fold once every few days. I would notice the cookie crumbs on my shirt. I was in the pantry eating Oreos, ice cream, candy, all the bullshit. Though I was staying shredded, it was not ideal and it was definitely not the healthiest thing in the world. I was staying shredded just because I would have those episodes where the cookie crumbs were on my shirt, but I would make up for it the next day, restricting myself with the overly clean foods or sometimes not even fueling myself properly. And then I kept telling myself, I was like, I'm weak. I'm not strong enough. I can't do this. I'm just weak. That's why it's not working. I need to be more serious, more rigid, more disciplined. And I thought that was the issue. It turns out that I was not broken. I was just fucking starving. And here's what most fitness influencers won't tell you. Cravings aren't the problem. They're a symptom of the problem, and the fact that your body isn't satisfied, so it's craving these foods. Those are the crave type foods. When your meals are low in volume, low in protein, low in nutrients, and taste like cardboard, you're just gonna be sitting there craving more. Usually you start looking for stuff that's super calorie dense to satisfy the urge, and they're typically sugar and fat combinations that are super hyper palatable, like donuts, cake, pizza, all the foods that people traditionally binge on. If your diet feels like punishment, your body is simply going to fight back. You don't need more self-control, you just need better food. That's why I stopped fighting my cravings and started feeding them smarter. I realized that with substitutions, I could still have my favorite foods, whether I was eating out, whether I was at home, cooking my own meals, whatever it is. I could still have my favorite foods and stay on track with my goals. It's always going to be way easier when you're making it yourself because you can modify each ingredient, but it's still possible when you're eating out. Like this beefed up cosmic brownie, 195 calories and 24 grams of protein. End the day with that and your cravings are completely crushed. You don't feel any guilt, and that brownie is as big as the crumble brownie. That's 1170 calories. If you swap that brownie for the crumble brownie, you'll be saving a sixth of the calories, having way more protein, feeling like you ate something that was 90% as good as the crumble brownie. Therefore, your cravings will be crushed. You won't feel like having the cookies. Instead, you'll be satisfied. You'll stay on top of your goals. You won't feel any guilt, and your cravings will be crushed. You'll feel like you indulged. I stopped fearing food and finally got consistent. I was able to fit these quote unquote bad foods in and still stay on top of my goals and not feel like I had to have these episodes where I would have to eat a bunch of unhealthy garbage and then feel like shit afterwards. Because I was actually excited to eat what I made, and I knew that it was keeping me on track with my goals. So I created a cookbook, the Craving Crusher cookbook, with 300 plus low calorie, high protein recipes, so you don't have to have the crumbs on your shirt at the end of the day at 10 p.m. Everything is organized, exclusive, easy to follow. You still have questions, you can ask me questions in there. There's a community. I respond promptly. Details are in the description below, and if you're on Instagram, it's linked in my bio.
Fuck you!